listing on the ACDRA.org website. There are quite a few steps, so bear with me as we go through this, and hopefully you can kind of pause if you need to and come back later. So I thought I'd give you an overview first of where the foster dog listings show up. On our homepage, there is this scrolling gallery where there's a photo of our foster dogs. Clicking on that photo takes you through to the foster dog's full listing. So that's one way to access our foster dogs. Another way is under the available dogs menu. You'll go to our foster dogs and there's a complete gallery. When you click on any photo, you go to the foster dogs page. So what we're going to work on first is creating this overall page, and then I'll show you how to put those photos in place to access that page. So the first thing I'm going to do is take you to the Wix homepage. Wix is the platform that we use to build our website, and we'll need to sign in. The first time you sign in, you'll go through this step. After that, you'll be able to just bookmark this login page and go back to it all the time. Your information should be saved. I'll give you all of the login info when you've decided that you want to go through this process, okay? So once you log in, you're taken to this overview page, which gives you a lot of different options of things you can do, but really what we're focusing on is managing the site. So you click that and then you'll go to Edit Site. That's going to bring up, once the editor loads, that's going to bring up a page that is our home page, but you'll see it has the tools to edit visible. You'll see that the holding lines are visible, and these are your tools for editing. We pretty much focus on pages and this add button. This is really for the overall design of the website, which is we really don't want you to touch because that's all already established. And this is for apps, and these are the settings. So really it's just add and pages that you're going to be using. So the first thing I do is create the page. Before I create the images that go into a gallery or anything, I want there to be somewhere for that to end up, somewhere for that to link to. So the easy way, okay, so when you open this, you'll see all the pages on the website. So these that have the line through the I are not visible in the menu, but are linked somewhere on the website. And that's also how we handle all of our foster dog pages. They're linked directly through the available dogs menu and that gallery on the home page, but there's no way to just click on a menu and see all of the names. That would be unwieldy and wouldn't work on mobile. So there's a couple different ways that we structure this. If you see a dog's name with something after it, that means that dog is either in a shelter, in a rescue, or trying to be rehomed. Dogs that just have a name are foster dogs. And I've set it up that way just so we have a little bit of an easier time doing some housekeeping. So what I do is typically scroll to the bottom of all of the dogs listed, find the last one that is a foster dog, meaning it doesn't have any additional information after it. And I'll click on the gear and duplicate that page. When you click on duplicate, it'll bring up the name. And I think the dog we're going to work on right now is, Hallie. So we'll say Hallie. Put Hallie in there, click OK, and now you'll see Hallie's information here. The only additional thing to do in this panel is under the SEO page settings is to change the page title to the name of the dog, because that's what shows up in the tab when someone is on that page. So just to make it look nice, we keep that consistent. Then click Done. Now, while it looks like Sheldon's page, it's actually Hallie's page, and you can tell that because it's highlighted in gray here, that we are on Hallie's page. So we can handle the text first or the photos, but let's start at the top and we'll go to the photos. Double click on that gallery and you'll see all of the photos from the previous dog. Put your cursor over any one and you'll see that trash can come up. So you're deleting those. Now remember, you're not deleting that from Sheldon's page, you're just deleting it from the gallery that's now on Hallie's page. Now, if you have a Mac, you can go to your photos and pull them right, oops, no you can't, stay. First you have to put add images. You have to click add images. So on this panel, you can do it either way. You can pull them in, or you can click upload images and it'll bring you to a list. And I'll show you that in a second. It'll work the same way. It'll go through this spinning. A check mark will appear next to each photo once it's uploaded. And when all of them have check marks, you can click done. All right, so that was the way to do it, pulling it onto the screen here. I'll show you the other way. Upload images, you just click on that. And then you'll select those images that are wherever you've put them. And they will import the same way. I think I only got 5 where I had 6 before, so, but it doesn't matter. This is just for practice. Now you'll see a check mark in the top of the photo, the first photo. You're going to want to do the same thing for all the photos you want to add. Here's that one we were missing. So those photos now you want to apply to the, oh, I'm so glad this happened. You're seeing some of them are horizontal, and that's a challenge with some of the photos we get. If they are too vertical in their structure, that's the way they will display. So what I end up doing is going back, opening those in Preview or any kind of photo editing software you might use, and cropping them so that they're more square. Let me see if I can do that right now off screen here. I can't. Everything's hidden by this. Okay, so this was one that was very vertical and was sideways. So I just give it a little crop, save it, and let's re-import that one and we'll see the difference. So we're going to add an image, and that one was this one, I believe. Now we want that one to be added, and see, instead of it being sideways like it is here, it's now vertical because we got rid of that high vertical format that had been provided. So I am happy that happened, just so I could show you that we don't always get them in the best condition for posting, and we have to do some editing. Now, within this gallery, you can choose what you want to be the first photo that is shown on the page. And I think we just have to use some creative decision making here to say what's the clearest, what's the best, what makes the dog look the most inviting, and use that as the main image. It's going to be cropped like this, as some of the photos that are wider are going to fill the space, but we've decided on this particular way of showing them because it gives the best use for all of the different kinds of photos we get. So now your photos are in there. So we're going to move on to the text. We have a headline area, pardon me, and we have the text, we have the link for the foster home, and we have the link for the application. Now I leave that so I don't have to do that every time. So let's go over to see what it looks like when we get a form. This is the foster dog listing form. This is the way it arrives. It gives all the information on the dog. In some cases, it has links to videos. In other cases, it has links to a Facebook page. Sometimes we get the videos sent to us separately and we need to upload them to the ACDRA YouTube page. We can't load videos directly onto Wix. We have to use links. So that's I will give you the information about the ACDRA YouTube page if you decide to move forward. So here we have text. Typically, we'll use the first line of the listing to be the headline for the page. Doesn't always work out that way, and sometimes we have to be creative with the way we structure it. But in this case, it looks like that's right. So Hallie is a 2-year-old, 33-pound cattle dog who came into foster care from West Virginia. The format for this text is heading XL. There's a bunch of different formats I'll show you. But if you copy and paste, it should maintain the format that is already there. Let's go back to that listing again, and now we'll get some of the text. I'll take that much, because if I go any farther, I'm also going to include this, so I just come back and get that again. And now we're going to start putting that in place here. So that's the first paragraph. Here's the next one. And it should maintain the format, but if it doesn't, it's body M. You can always change that. Now we're going to post where she is. So Hallie is being fostered in Reston, Virginia. Now we'll go back and get that email address. We let everybody contact the foster homes directly. They have found that's a very helpful interaction to have with people who are asking some questions. So once you post the email address, we now have to make it a live link. So copy that and then go to the link icon here. Go to email, paste it in place, and if you want, insert a subject. I typically saw the name of the dog on acdra.org just so they know where it came from. And then to make that stand out, I make it orange, which is this orange, and I make it bold. And that matches the submit your application now. We're not finished though, because I noticed in this listing that there was a little bit of other information. This is typically part of the listing itself, but in this case, Amber has put this as additional information. So we have to go back and we'll post this at the end before the location. All right. Now you'll see that this box is big. You'll want to close this up so that the footer can come up. All right. Now we've done a lot of work. So at this point, I would hit save. We're not live yet. I just tell it not to show me that again, but at least it's saved. So if anything goes wonky, if your power goes out, we've got all that done. So let's go back to that listing form. And now we have 2 YouTube videos to add. Let's copy that link to the first one. And here's how we get a video in place. We go to the add button, we go to media, and we go to video. It brings this up. You can just pull it into place. You can even make it larger, which I like to do. Some videos aren't that great. We don't want to make it larger, but when I can, I like to line things up. And you saw that pink line that showed up. So when something gets lined up, that will appear. So now double click on that video and it shows you a place that you can put in your link. Update it. And we now see Hallie's video. We're going to want to add a second video. Let's get our other link. Go back, do it again, pull it into place. See that pink line showing up? Of course, we want that to be the same size. Double click again. Paste the second video, and we have 2 videos now visible. Hallie's page is built. Let's click Save again. We could even click publish at this point because nobody can actually get to this page, but let's wait till the very end. Close that up. Now we're going to want to add Hallie to that gallery on the home page. All we do is double click on that gallery, click on add images, and all of the images, oh, I forgot to show you how to make a folder for the images. I'll do that later. Sorry about that. Let's go to the image that we used as her lead image so that people aren't confused. We click on that, hit apply, and it's added there. You'll click on it, and then we'll put Hallie _BA. She's in Virginia. We click on this link, page, and then you'll scroll down all of those pages. You'll find Hallie, okay, and done. And now on the home page, when somebody clicks on that picture of Hallie, they will go through to Hallie's page. One more spot we need to add Hallie, our foster dogs. Now, we handled the homepage gallery and the foster dogs gallery a little bit, well, completely differently. On the homepage, the newest dog listed is shown. That keeps it fresh. It keeps people who come back time and again thinking that they're seeing different dogs. On the foster dog page, we kind of give a little bit of a boost to dogs who have been in the rescue longer by leaving them at the top of the page. We will add new dogs down below. So there's going to be two kinds of dogs on this page. Live listings of dogs that are available and dogs that are on hold. The on hold dogs are pulled to the back. They're the very last dogs. So what you want to do is find that very last dog. So we want to put Hallie in between 21 and 22. Let's get her listed here first. Again, we'll pull up the photos. We'll pick that photo that is on her page, and then we'll move it into place. Do the same thing, Hallie, Virginia, link her page. Okay, done. And now Hallie is right there. The last step is to publish. Now we're going to publish, but then I'm going to go delete Hallie because Hallie is not available. So you go to the top here, click publish, publish, and you'll get a bunch of crap that you see every single time, and you've got it. Now, because Hallie really isn't available and we don't want people to get excited, let's go and remove her from visibility. Easy enough to do because the access to Hallie is just through these two galleries. Done. And we'll publish again. So that's a lot. But one thing I forgot to do in this listing, it's kind of important for housekeeping, is that when we import the photos, we really need to make a new folder. Sorry, I forgot that. So when you're ready to import, you'll set up Hallie, and I've lately been adding the state next to it just so I know which are more recent dogs and I can do a little bit more housekeeping because we do have a lot of folders here. And we don't always go and remove those right away. So here's Hallie. That's the one we just made. So when you import those photos like we did before, you'll be importing it right into Hallie's folder so that we will know exactly where her photos are. So sorry I didn't do that before, and sorry I messed you up, but it's not the end of the world if it just goes into the main folder. It's just easier for us in housekeeping to be able to look at these names and know that, oh, Henry was adopted 3 months ago, we can delete him, blah, blah. So I just wanted to show you that as well. Hopefully you can apply that to what I showed you before. So that's a foster dog listing. Thanks.